Most Montrealers are not aware that hunting is legal on the island of Montreal, and it's been that way for more than half a century. The West Island is where most of that hunting happens. When you combine the hunting, along with repeated incidents of poaching in St. Anne-de-Bellevue, it's not hard to understand why some people fear for their safety. The law states hunters can use crossbows or a bow and arrow during a month-long period in the fall. Then, for 2 weeks in November, they can legally use rifles. Some residents have to live with the sound of nearby gunshots. Municipalities have been trying to fix the situation for years, but as CityLife reporter Giordano Cescuti tells us, their efforts have been running into a brick wall.
Animals in the L'Anse-Lorne Park aren't the only ones that fear poachers. Some people have even been awoken by the sounds of gunshots.
And I sat bolt upright because immediately I thought, something was happening in my area.
It was weeks before the legal rifle hunting season in the area.
To have poachers coming here kind of goes against our whole ideal, it's ridiculous. I mean, it should be taken seriously. Anytime there's open arms being carried in a residential area, it is cause for alarm for sure.
Most hunters do obey the legal restrictions, and they also want the poaching to stop.
One or two bad apples is creating a whole bad image for the whole barrel of people who hunt or fish legally.
Martin Bell says it doesn't stop with off-season hunting. He says poachers will also violate regulations during hunting season.
You have guys shooting from the road. So they're going around at nighttime, where it's illegal to be hunting at night, obviously, with spotlights. So they see a deer with a spotlight, they'll shoot it from the road, which is totally illegal.
St. Anne-de-Bellevue passed a bylaw in 2013 that prevents the use of weapons within 2,000 meters of a house. But City Councillor Ryan Young says that hasn't stopped the poachers.
Personally, I don't like to have to worry about being hit by a stray bullet or a stray arrow from a hunter. It's not something that makes me feel eager to go and explore this beautiful natural area that we have here in St. Anne-de-Bellevue, which is really a gift.
Young is convinced that not only poaching, but also hunting should be outlawed in the popular area for the sport, the L'Anse-Lorne Park.
And there's nowhere in these woods where you're less than 2,000 meters from a house. So in our understanding, it's illegal to be using a firearm or a bow and arrow or a crossbow in here at all times.
Originally, people who broke the bylaw faced a $100 fine. That has since been raised to $500. But PQ critic Sylvain Roy believes the city should go even farther.
Mais ça prend des dents. Si tu ajoutes une amende de $50, ça fonctionne pas. Si tu as une amende de $2,000, là, tu vas réfléchir à ton affaire.
While St. Anne-de-Bellevue has taken the lead, some argue that the problem of poaching will only get solved if the province were to step in.
All that we can do in St. Anne-de-Bellevue is have a bylaw which disallows any use of any weapon for hunting, and then, on top of it, urge the provincial government and the various ministries involved to do what they can to make sure that poaching is not occurring here.
The Ministry of Forestry, Wildlife and Parks says that despite the municipal bylaw in place, the management of hunting falls under provincial jurisdiction. So while St. Anne looks to prevent hunting near homes with its stricter fines, it says that provincial laws need to be more severe to protect West Island residents.
Si tu tires un chevreuil à partir d'une route provinciale, la SQ peut t'arrêter. Mais si tu le tires à partir d'une route municipale où il n'y a pas de réglementation, ils ne peuvent rien faire. Il n'y a pas de règlement.
Bell says the solution could be quite simple. Hire more game wardens.
So obviously resources cost money. It's, is the Quebec government ready to put those resources in, game wardens, and that would help more, it's like have more cops on the road.
But it doesn't seem as though Quebec is ready to invest in more game wardens. In fact, they actually eliminated 16 game wardens in 2014 as part of a large round of job cuts.
Quand les agents sont présents sur le terrain, les gens se calment et ça pacifie, puis ça remet dans le droit chemin. Mais quand on ne les voit pas, les gens se croient tout permis. Ils font ce qu'ils veulent.
Critics like Roy say the reason game wardens aren't often present in the fields is because the ministry obliges them to commit 50% of their time at a desk.
On a bureaucratisé des agents de la faune qui devraient être en forêt et pour prendre des braconniers. C'est une stupidité incroyable. Pire, on a coupé d'1,5 million les budgets de fonctionnement des bureaux des agents de la faune. Et on leur dit, bon, ne sortez pas trop si vous n'avez pas besoin pour ne pas avoir de dépenses.
Hager thinks that St. Anne, along with Kirkland, Pierrefonds, and Senneville, must get creative and work with the province to bring the issue to a halt.
I'd also hope that maybe, I mean, it just never happens that the four towns would get together and do some sort of, cohesive kind of plan of action that, would put all the security people on alert at certain times of years when the deer are moving.
The ambiguous nature of the law has frustrated West Island residents who continue to fear for their safety. And until something changes at the provincial level, the sound of gunshots will continue to disrupt the serenity of the L'Anse-Lorne Park. Giordano Cescuti, CityLife, West Island.
Joining me now to talk about the issue of hunting on the island of Montreal is Ryan Young. He is a city councillor in Saint-Anne-de-Bellevue, and Legacy Dowson is a journalist and political commentator, and Robert Frank is a journalist as well. Thank you all for being here. And Ryan, let me start with you. Hunting on the West Island, to me, it doesn't seem reasonable. To you?
Absolutely, it's not reasonable.